What's up, everybody? Bill with Honest Open Permaculture Hot Farm, and as you can tell by the title, we're starting ourselves a worm farm. I went into town, into Winston-Salem yesterday, and went to a worm farm that I found online. The name of it is Mission Worms. Went over and saw Trapper. He's the owner, operator. I bought a pound of red wigglers from him, and he actually gave me a little bit more, so I appreciate you, Trapper. I want to show you how many different type of worms he's growing. And if you're in the area where you can get your worms, check this out. This is really cool. All right, y'all, we just showed up to Mission Worms in Winston-Salem, and this setup is amazing. I'm gonna show you real quick what he's got going on. And look at these beds. He's got 3 of them.
Under 16 foot long, and 2 of them's 4 foot wide, and 2 of them's 3 foot wide.
16 foot long, and 3 to 4 foot wide?
Yeah.
Man.
About head high. I get a ladder to get up there. I'm working on a system. When I get them all built, I'll put me away some ladders and stuff to get up there to work. But
yeah. And his little outbuilding he's got out here, he's got it slammed full of worms. And then behind us, is this how you started back here on these things, or is this brought in?
Yeah, kind of. Yeah, these European night crawlers here. You see them. Yeah.
Oh, those are beautiful. You guys are in the Winston-Salem area and looking for some fishing worms, you know who to find. Or compost worms. If you have a store in the area and you're looking to provide your store with fishing worms, check out it's Mission Worms, right?
Mission Worm.
Missionworm.com?
Yep.
Missionworm.com. And he will take care of you. These are beautiful, man. I just showed you a little bit of him bagging up our worms that we're going to take back to the homestead. Here they are right here.
These swamp worms right
These are some swamp worms. Holy moly.
Yep.
One little grab, and he probably grabbed 300-400 of them.
Yeah, they're infested. These are the ones people like to fish. They kind of got a stinky, swampy odor when you hook them and mess with them, so it drives them fish crazy.
You hear that, fisherman?
They're real tough. They stay on the hook real well.
Oh, you're talking the right stuff right here.
And they'll get real fat. These are small, but they'll get almost 4 inches long. Smell them right there.
Awesome. So he's got an awesome setup, guys. Make sure you go to missionworms.com. Check him out. He will even, you ship these, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So he'll ship them in the mail also. Yep. So you don't even have to be in North Carolina, and he'll mail you some worms.
Yeah, all over the lower 48.
All over the lower 48. He'll take care of you. I'll leave all his information down in the description down below, and you guys can check him out. That's pretty cool, right, guys? As you can tell, he put a lot of time and effort into building that and making that. So if you're in the area, you're looking for compost worms, maybe you have a little business, go down in the description below, check out all his information, and he'll be able to help you guys out. So let's get right into it, man. We're gonna build us a worm bin, small little worm farm in this bathtub that I pulled out of the woods. I didn't buy this, I found this in the woods. So everything that I'm using here, all the materials into this are free besides the worms. I spent 25 bucks on the worms to build this. I've never done a worm farm like this before. From the research I've done and from what I've seen, you'll be able to turn this over, like completely clean it out, collect the worm castings, separate the worms, maybe even separate the worms into another farm, so you could double your production within 3 to 4 months. And you can get about 140 to 150 pounds of worm castings out of here while doubling your population of worms. That sounds like a pretty cool idea. And also, I mean, just the benefits of the worm castings alone, the fertility from the worm castings, the insecticide benefits from the worm castings, making the plant stronger. I think it's going to be an awesome addition to the chicken composting system that we've got going on building our own closed loop fertilization here on the homestead and not having to buy any type of outside fertilization from anywhere. So let's put this thing together. I'm not saying this is the right way to do it. I'm not saying this is definitely not the only way to do it. This is the way I'm gonna do it. Maybe you have some tips. Maybe you don't like it because, oh, Bill, you didn't think about this. What about this? What if this happens? So if you got any positive feedback, let me know down in the comments. If you got any negative feedback, shit, let me know down in the comments, whatever. So I'm gonna build this a lot like I've seen on YouTube Jeff Lawton build his, where he put cow manure in the bottom of his. Then he put the previous tub that he just cleaned out. You know, you got the worms and a little bit of castings and the food and stuff. And he put that on top of the manure. Then he put new worms on with the worms that were already in there. And then he put some food on top of that. I'm going to do it similar to that. What I have in these buckets down here is horse manure. Let me go ahead and point out the elephant in the room here. All these water bottles behind me. Yep, you guys found my stash, my emergency water stash. Some of you are thinking, what does he have all that water for? If you guys don't have at least 6 months of drinking water for yourself, if something were to happen, you might want to rethink it. That's what this is for me and my family and people that may show up here. If something may happen, I've got a good amount of water stashed away in case something happens. Back to it. So we got the horse manure. The next property over, there's a bunch of ponies over there that really don't get taken care of. The property's pretty much been abandoned. Every once in a while a lady goes over there, feeds them some hay in the winter to help them out, but they're pretty much left on their own. So I know they're not fed any kind of drugs or dewormers and stuff like that. So I went over there and got their manure as the bottom. From my understanding, I can fill at least half of this tub up right here with the manure, which is what I'm going to do. At least half, or around half of the tub up with the manure that was composted the best. I didn't want to get like something that was just dropped out and then it heat up too much and end up killing the worms. A little bit of composting going on in here is going to be good for the worms. I also do have a small heater that's kind of sitting behind us. If I need to turn it on the really, really cold nights, I can do that. But I don't want the whole thing to be composting because then the worms have nowhere to go. Then they're going to cook and die. First layer is some good old horse manure. Oh, hold on 1 second. We almost made a mistake. I need to show you what we're doing real quick. If we look down in here, we've got a hole right in the bottom of the tub. And we need to cover that hole with something. And this is what we have in for this for. Let me open it up real quick for you. It's a piece of wire folded. This is going to be our strainer. And then some cloth, some weed cloth wrapped around it. So any juices and waters can drop out that hole down there. And I'll collect it in a bucket. And then I can make some worm tea out of that, or I can just feed that straight to my plants, or I can put it back in the worm farm to intensify how potent these castings and everything will be. So I'll put that over the hole, and I want to make sure I weigh it down. Here, now I have seen a lot of people put gravel in the bottom of this, and then some sort of layer of like this material here to block off the gravel, and then start building the bed. But I saw Jeff Lawton not do that and do it in this manner, so I figured, why spend the effort, the time, maybe the money to buy stuff to do it when you don't have to? So let's try it this way first. If I do have a problem with it not draining correctly, maybe I will go to that. We'll see. So let's continue filling this bathtub with some manure. Put this bucket under the drain. We got our first layer in there of manure, and it's also got some leaves in there, some grass, so it's not completely just straight manure. We got that bedding slash food. They can eat this and they can bed in this as long as it doesn't heat up too much for them. Next we want to put, what I have over here is I went to the chicken compost system and I grabbed some of the chicken compost off the top that wasn't hot, and we're going to put that in there to help jumpstart this compost in here. Trapper made a good point yesterday when I was talking to him. You know, the guy that owns Mission Worms in Winston-Salem. What Trapper was saying is that worm casting is pretty much 10 times as valuable, and as far as usage in the garden and on for the plants, you can stretch it 10 to 1 to compost to worm castings. All right, so we've got a nice layer of semi-composted leaves, grass, and scraps. Next, we're going to put us a layer of leaves on top of that. Well, actually, the leaves is going to be like the top insulated layer, so we're going to leave that last. And we're going to go ahead and get these beautiful guys out of here and release them into this little compost area we just built for them. Let's see. Come on, beautiful ones. Got you a new home. Oh my goodness. We have got one big ball of worms. All right, let's get these guys in here. So they're going to start diving away from the light. There's lights up above us. There's a light right here that I'll probably keep on most of the time, just in case they decide to get squirrely and they decide to come out of the cover that I'm going to build for them and try to escape. They'll see the light and they'll go back in. Now it's time to insulate the top. Since we are in North Carolina, it does get pretty cold here in our part of North Carolina. We want to protect these guys just in case our power goes out. If our power does go out, I'm not going to run the generator to help keep my worms alive. I'm going to run the generator to keep my freezers cold and not lose, a ton of pork or so. That's why I'm building in little fail-safe switches, so that's going to be slowly composting in here, which will help keep it warm. These leaves will help insulate it, so it'll keep the warmth inside. It'll also give the worms a different place to go, and it's food for them also. We got it nice and insulated on the top. Now let's put some little food on top. More insulation. Tuck it on the sides, make sure we're all nice and level. Like that really matters, like the worms care. Boom. Now some food. Our scrap bucket from the inside. Whatever we don't use out of this we'll take to the chicken compost system, because we don't need to feed them too much. There's already a good amount of food in here for them, but they really enjoy food scraps. And it also help give a little diversity to your compost, to the worm castings. So this is pumpkin that the pigs didn't eat, so there's a little pumpkin for them. Tea bags, perfect. You can put this in here and the worms will eat this down. So we got a tea bag, some celery stalk, some sweet potato shavings. There's also, you see that grainy stuff in here. Coffee grounds, you can smell it. I could smell it too. Coffee grounds, so they'll definitely like some coffee grounds. That's all mixed up in here. Another tea bag. And there's eggshells in here too. So I would definitely suggest putting eggshells in it. We don't want to add too much to this. If you add too much scraps, then it could really start stinking. And we don't want it to stink and go anaerobic. That's not the point of this. And it'll start attracting flies. And we want worms, not flies. If we want to grow flies, we'll grow flies. Okay, that's good enough. We've only got a few pounds of worms over here. And I'll come down here once a week, twice a week, just to peek at them to make sure they're doing all right. There's so much food in here for them right now that I'm not really worried about it. This will be gone away in a week. I didn't put a lot of this because I didn't want it to rot. But the leaves, it's not going to stink like that. The manure's smells already gone, and it's starting to break down pretty well. So the last step I got, almost the last step I got, is we're going to take some cardboard. We're going to lay it over the top and seal this baby in. Just like that. And we got one more added protection for the varmint, because I don't want any rats or mice or anything else to come in and start eating the table scraps that I put in there. So we've got one more added protection. An old screen Weigh it down in the corners. Weigh it down in the corners. Sounds like a country song. All right. Ta-da! Worm farm is built. We'll go ahead and put this stuff away. Tuck it away under there. Some horse manure. Let it compost down a little bit more. Break down a little bit more. I almost forgot one more thing. This may need a little water. The cardboard's pretty moist or pretty wet. That's not a problem. The leaves are not. They're a little bit, but not a whole lot. The manure was a little damp. The chicken compost was pretty wet. It's been raining the past few days. So we're just gonna wet this down here a little bit, not too much, because a lot of the materials do already have a good amount of moisture in them. But I want to make sure these leaves get some in them, because the chicken compost is right underneath it, and it's good moist. And we'll check in the drain also. As you can hear and see, it's draining pretty well. If you enjoyed this, please smash that thumbs up. Make sure you hit that bell notification and subscribe. When you hit the bell notification, it lets you know every time I put a video out. So it lets you know when I do an update on this, to check on them, to see how much they've eaten through it. We'll do an update every other week or so on the worms, because they're not going to do as fast of the work as the chickens are doing over there. So we're doing a weekly update on the chickens. We'll do every other week on the worms. So thank you guys. Make sure you like, subscribe, share this with a friend. Say hello to the duckies. Later.